Hello, everybody. It's been a while. So, I'm making this video as an update video to talk about why I've been gone and what I've been doing. Before I start the video properly, I'd like to preface that this is a no-cut video, as you've probably already seen or heard. And there's also no script. I just have written down a few bullet points I need to talk about. Also, this is going to be a very personal video. I'm still not going to include very personal details, like too personal, because I just feel like I'm not at a point where I have a community big enough, or even a community itself, to feel like, there's people out there that deserve to know more about me. Anyway, I digress, which I will probably be doing a lot in this video, but I'll try not to. And also, this video is going to be longer. So, where I've been is probably going to be what this video is titled. The last video I have publicly uploaded was in April with my Shenmue 3 playthrough. And since then I've just gone completely AWOL. Now, if you are following me on Instagram, you would have seen a story I posted a few months ago where I kind of talked vaguely about what was happening, and why I stopped posting videos. But most people don't really know that I have an Instagram, let alone follow me on there. So let's get into the topic at hand. This kind of video is not easy for me to make. I just want to say that beforehand, so I understand where I'm coming from. Right, well, before I start talking about the reason that was the last drop, I want to talk a little bit about myself and my struggles, at least, in recent history. I would say in the past 5 years. These past 5 years have been really hard for me. They have been the hardest years of my life ever since I was born. I don't know if I ever publicly said it. I'm a young person, allegedly. Well, not allegedly, on paper. I don't feel young, though. That's another problem. Anyway, I'm 20 years old currently as of the recording of this video. And these past 5 years have come with a lot of struggles and a lot of battles that I've had to fight, and I was forced to fight. For a while now, I've been struggling with some mental health issues. And we'll talk about that. And also some family issues and problems, and financial, as I'm still living with my parents, financial problem, and a housing problem. Now, I don't have any brothers or sisters. It's just me and my parents, and we also had a dog. Yes, we'll get there. I've also had, and still am suffering from, some physical diseases and ailments, on top of mental, which is always such a energy consumption. It's such a thing that tires you so much. So, why did I leave? Well, I think it started around 2020 that I noticed, I was kind of struggling with stuff and depression and everything. Now, haven't been professionally, I should say, because I kind of have been, um, diagnosed, but not professionally. I would say I have not been officially diagnosed with depression, and I don't think it's clinical depression. I don't think there's a malfunction of my mind. I think I'm suffering from SLS, which stands for shit life syndrome. It's not an official term, but look it up. I'm not going to talk about it. So, that means I feel the way I feel due to my environment and the problems in my life. Not that there's a malfunctioning going on with my mind. Like, there's people are having good lives, objectively at least, and they're depressed anyway. And another thing I want you to know about me is that I love martial arts a lot, and I love exercising, and I love practicing martial arts. That's another thing that's important for what I'm about to talk about. Another thing is that in 2021, before that, I want to say that I've been practicing martial arts on and off due to different life reasons and struggles. But I've been doing that on and off for about, I would say, 13, 14 years now. Ever since I was like 5, 6 years old. Ever since I was little and I saw my first Bruce Lee movie, I've always wanted to do that with my life. So what happened, right? You might be wondering, why am I telling you all about this? What does it have to do with my channel? Well, it does have to do with my channel and the fact that these things have been slowly building up. And I think the first boiling point that was reached was around 2021, where I had been feeling depressed due to reasons that I won't get into right now, and I stopped exercising. I gained some weight, all of that. And at first, because obviously I love gaming as well, the pandemic didn't really affect me, but because I was just playing video games all day. But slowly things started to go downhill. Again, I won't go into details, but what I want to talk about is the first boiling point that I reached, the first downfall, and that is I was gaining a lot of weight, and as a man, as a boy, whatever you want to call me, right, that looks up to people like Bruce Lee, Jet Li, and all that, right, who are in shape and are exercising and have flexibility and all that stuff, which I used to have and I kind of still do. But at that point, I was losing a lot of that, and I didn't like the image of myself that I had. And so, amongst other things that I was going through at the time, both physical and mental, I reached a boiling point where I kind of developed a suicidal ideation. And this, YouTube is very particular about these topics. I hope my channel doesn't really. This video, it's not monetized anyway, so whatever. I'm gonna talk about what I feel like I need to talk about. But I'm skipping a lot of things, but long story short, there was one day where I just kind of was watching a movie, it was a martial arts movie, and I kind of thought, I went back to thought about my roots and my origins, so to speak. And I started training with baby steps, which was super, 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 super hard for me because when you're at a high level, and then you got to start basically, you're not starting from the beginning because you have the experience, but you got to start basically from the beginning. And it's really hard when you lose all of that. It's like in a video game when you lose your save file. But I did that, and I started exercising. And I kind of got really back. I got back into shape to the point where I wouldn't say I was ripped, but if I would have kept going for another 6 months, I would probably have been ripped. So the problem was that the good thing, first of all, was that was another outlet besides video games, anime, and mangas. Although these days I don't watch that anymore. I don't watch anime that much as I used to. Anyway, the problem problem with that, well, the good thing was that though that was an outlet for me to cure that, right, in my shitty situation. The problem though was I was overtraining. I was training around 2 to 3 hours per day, and at very irregular intervals. And what I also didn't mention is that I had been struggling with sleeping problems at that point for, I would say, well, at this point for about 7-6 years, but at that point for 2-3 years as well. If not, actually, I would say even more, 4 or 5 years. And that's no good, because when do you recover the most? That's right, in sleep. And because of that, I stuck to the program no matter what, even when I was away from home. And because of that, a lot, if not most, of my training sessions were happening after 10 p.m. With one, a particular one that I will never forget is one where I remember finishing my workout or training session, depending on what I was doing that day, lifting weights or martial arts, at 4 a.m. And because of that, and because of other personal reasons, and the shithole country I'm living in, and lack of prospect for the career that I want to work in, I was feeling like I was putting in a lot of effort, and at getting stuff, definitely I was feeling way better than my first boiling point, my first downfall, where I was feeling suicidal and even tried to attempt once. Again, I'm opening up because I feel there's a lot of stigma regarding mental health, and I've seen a lot of celebrities do it. And I think that's a good thing. Why it was the difference between a normal person and a celebrity? Well, obviously they have a following, right? And if people say, well, that person who I look up to did that, well, maybe, that would change my opinion as well, right? And that's what I want to do as well. Anyway, so I was overtraining, and I kept that program for about 10 months to a year. 2022 was one of the best years I've had in my life. Well, nah, I wouldn't say so, but it was definitely one of the best years. No, it was definitely the best year I had in recent memory. But then other things started to fall again, and I'm going to talk about another problem. I said housing. Well, due to various reasons, again, there's a lot behind the scenes I'm not talking about here, both because it would take way too long, and also because I don't really want to. These are some very personal things, so I want to open up, but not fully. I always still want to have my private, personal life. So what happened? Well, due to reasons, we had to move. Me and my family, we had to move from the only place that I could ever call home, the place I was living at that point. I think it was 16 years. Actually, I think it was 14, 13. And there were a few years when I was an infant where I lived in a different place, but I don't remember those years. So pretty much the only place, as far as I can remember, where I had lived all my life. And it was a forced exodus, so to speak, for lack of a better word. And it was rushed, and it is what it is. Now I don't have that place anymore. We were forced to sell it due to financial reasons, and that was a big hit. That was in 2020 before into 2021 before my first rise again, so to speak. So that is a thing that also was a huge blow to my sanity and my mental health. Why did I mention that? Well, now I'm living in a different place, and we're renting. So the problem is that the landlords are scumbags. They're literally pieces of garbage. I won't get into it because I don't know how recognizable or identifiable this information is, well, that's all I'm going to say. And they've caused us a lot of suffering and grief, right? So there's that. And why am I mentioning this? Well, because financial reasons, right? There's a project right now going on in my life, in my family. I won't talk about it, but it requires a lot of money, and because of that, I had actually, as a side note, I had actually, before the incident, which I will talk about, the incident that put the last, that was the last. Was the last drop. Before that incident, I had actually opened a Patreon for $5. I don't really want to mention this in this video because I don't want to sound like I'm better or anything. I'm not about to become homeless or anything like that. So don't imagine like the worst scenario, right? But for some reason they wouldn't let me link my socials or whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. It's at the moment it's not. I can't really offer anything because I'm not making videos anymore. I will be though. That's why I'm making this update video. So anyway, I was in a good mood until I got burnt out from training, and then slowly each week that passed, I started training less and less to the point where I stopped training again, and then I kind of fell into my other problems, depression, all the other mental stuff and physical stuff. And if that wasn't enough, I started gaining weight again, and later, a few months ago, like 6 months ago or something like that, I was having, actually before that, I was having troubles with my spine and my hips. I noticed there was a lot of pressure on one of my legs and I was walking weird, right? Well, it turned out that I was diagnosed, I would say unprofessionally, but it is what it is. I'm not going to get into that. But by a professional, but unprofessionally diagnosed, or rather I should, ask for a second-hand opinion, but that's, another headache to go through. I was diagnosed with scoliosis and Scheuermann's disease, or kyphosis, right? And there's a problem with some of my discs in my spine, and it has been progressing. Obviously, due to me being sedentary in the past few months, due to reasons I will get to right now. So those were a lot in the past 4 years. There were a lot of blows, a lot of hits from life, from God, or whoever you want to blame, in quick succession. And I think most people in my situation would have probably done worse. But I actually managed to rise up again. But here's where my real problem comes in. God, or the universe, or the world, or whatever you believe in, just keeps taking the very few outlets that I have in life away from me. And that is really bad. Due to outside reasons outside of my control, I had to train. At some point, I had to train in some dusty, full of cobwebs, storage space that at some point even had a mouse in it, right? So believe me, I really wanted to pick myself up again. Going back to I digress. Going back to the point where I got burnt out, right? So I stopped training, and then I got depressed again. Well, why did I stop training? There were multiple reasons. One I've already mentioned was the burnout. The second one was the fact that training was made harder, and I've already told you about one reason. One place I used to train at wasn't trainable anymore, and then some neighbors moved in where I used to train outside, and then there was arguments about training errors and all that. I'm not gonna get into that. It's personal, and I'd rather not right now. But basically, I want you to know that when I needed training to be the easiest to get into the most, that's when it became harder and harder. So I just kind of, combined with the burnout, I stopped. And overtraining, of course, physically, I wasn't recovering well. So, and then the huge blow was this godforsaken, this cursed disease, multiple diseases actually at a time that are kind of untreatable. It's not so bad that I need surgery, and even if I would require surgery, usually they put some rods into your vertebrae, and that will probably kill any shot at me being a, high flyer, quick pace martial artist like I like to be, and have flexibility in my spine. That just pretty much kills everything. So that diagnosis was, I actually got an MRI, was in February this year, or was it I think it was January actually. And they basically told me that I can't really lift weights anymore, or at least heavy weights. Which, I mean, how heavy? I don't know. Again, I was kind of unprofessional, whatever. And here's another fucking outlet gone, right? Well, what am I left with? Pretty much nothing. I can't enjoy gaming anymore because I'm in constant pain. By the way, when it's been progressing, and because I was sedentary, and lately it's been way worse, and I'll tell you why, because I've been even more sedentary, and I'll tell you why exactly. I have developed a chronic pain, and it's very hard for me, especially in my neck, and it's very hard for me to sleep. I cannot sleep on my back due to my neck. I cannot sleep on my side due to my my ribs and my chest being all skewed. And so I have a very hard time sleeping, which even further, if I didn't already have problems with sleeping, going to sleep at like 5 a.m., waking up at 2 p.m. feels horrible. And when I wake up, I feel like I've been hit by a train anyway. So if I already didn't have enough sleeping problems, this disease made it even worse. So I was already feeling super bad again, and I was losing, the progress I made. I was losing my flexibility, which I've always been very flexible. I was losing my cardiovascularity. I was losing a little bit of my muscle mass. I was getting fat again. And also, I chose not to go to college in my country, and thus I didn't go to college. So I finished high school like 3 years ago, and I've just been sitting at home trying to work on internet from home and trying to find a fucking way to get out of this forsaken country and make a better life for myself, right? Anyway, so I was feeling really bad. I was already in bad mood again, and all these things happening, and me trying to get back up again and getting back and getting just bitch slapped by life again and knocked down, and all these things one after the other, taking away the few outlets that I had to make my life survivable. And then the final hardest blow by far in my entire life thus far. On the night of 7th to 8th of April this year, my beloved dog, who was and will forever be my best friend, and who I still love and think about every day, passed away untimely in an accident. He drowned. I'm not going to get into whose fault it was. It definitely was not mine. Maybe it was mine, but I shouldn't say that I should have been with him at all times, but whatever. I'm not going to get into specifics. It happened, and I would rather not talk about it more right now. But this is the reason why I just suddenly stopped. For the longest time I said I'm not coming back to YouTube until the first video I make will be a memorial video for him, something to put on the internet and immortalize for however long YouTube will exist, preferably for even after I die. But I just couldn't bring myself to look at pictures of him. I didn't even have an idea of what kind of video I wanted to make. A collage of photos and videos, me talking about it, I don't know. And so I just stood like this. I played some of my comfort games on PS2 and all that, and I don't have a capture card, and I barely have a PC. I don't even have a PC. I have a glorified tablet with Windows 10 on it. And because of that, I don't have a capture card, so I can't record older consoles, whatever. So I just kind of stood like this, and for a few weeks after the accident, I just woke up. Oh, I couldn't sleep even more. I just stayed with my eyes open all night, and I didn't feel anything. It's like I didn't exist. And so that was the hardest. With everything combined, that was probably the hardest moment in my life thus far. And I'll tell you, it's not gonna get any better in the future based on what I know. Anyway, so that was the reason why I was gone, and that's where I've been. I wanted to tell you a little bit of backstory. I don't know if I've done a good job. I actually tried to record this video before, but I ran into some problems, and I actually had recorded like 20 minutes, and I have to record this again. So sorry if me conveying stuff is not that cohesive. Anyway. So that was a really hard blow. A lot of hard blows, one after the other, in a relatively quick succession as far as life goes. And yet I'm here. I'm still standing. I'm still struggling from suicidal ideation. I'm still hating my life, but I'm trying to find purpose in living, and I'm trying to get back. That's all I can do. Let's see here. I think I've mentioned why I left. I mentioned I could have done a better job, but then again, it is what it is. I'm not re-recording this again. So what are my plans for the future? Well, I have currently over 60 videos recorded and uploaded to YouTube and privated. Most of them are without voice and commentary. It's just stuff that I recorded for preservation. It's a amalgamation of older VODs from Twitch that I never got the chance to make a thumbnail for and edit them a little bit in their description and whatnot. And a lot of Neo, I've been playing Neo lately, videos with bosses and everything, and challenges and hard missions that I've been recording. And I've been recently recording, and I'm still in the middle of recording a Dredge. It's a very nice game and has helped me a little bit. Dredge playthrough. So what's the future of this channel, and what is this channel really, and what will happen with the Shenmue series and with the recorded videos? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about next. So with the videos, I'm going to slowly, YouTube has some sort of stupid, of course, because it's YouTube, some sort of stupid rule where I can add more than around like 10 custom thumbnails per day, because I don't have advanced features on, whatever. I don't know. I'll probably. It wants me to show them some sort of ID. I'm not gonna show jack shit to YouTube. Or like, I have applied for a channel history thing many months ago because I ran into the same problem a while ago, and I haven't heard anything. So I don't know. I'm a very small channel. Allegedly, it's a feature to combat spam bots, but I don't know if it does that considering the YouTube comments lately. So the videos, I will edit their thumbnail and description and title and everything, and I'll slowly put them out, upload them, but I don't know when. I'll first want to do the whole batch, and then I'll upload them, I don't know, 2 or 3 per day, because there's a lot of them, and I keep recording new stuff, right? So I gotta catch up. So you might be wondering, what what are the videos? Well, the videos are some VODs from actually the full series VODs when I played Adam Mutationum, or whatever it's called. It's in Latin. It's a very cool indie cyberpunk game that I played at the beginning of the year, and I have 3 partially complete, or rather I have partial complete playthrough with like 4 VODs, not 3, 4 VODs of Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Both playthroughs are with no commentary. I have like 40 something Neo videos with bosses and missions, also without commentary. And then I have around 10, and I'm kind of halfway through the game, and there's also the DLC for the Dredge game, which do have commentary, but I don't know if you noticed, this is a new mic I got. They're with my shitty headset mic because I couldn't figure out a way to make this mic setup work with my console. I stay pretty far away. It's like a sort of a couch setup, not exactly a couch, but sort of a couch setup. I stay far away from the TV, so. And also, there's like nowhere to put the mic, and the cable's too short. I'll see if maybe I can make it work. But for now, I've talked about that in the intro to the Dredge series, which obviously is still privated. For now, I'll record with that shitty mic. And what about the Shenmue 3 series? Well, I have not played Shenmue ever since that day. That's where I stopped. This is extremely, extremely rare for me, almost unheard of, especially these days, for me to start a game and not finish it like that. And I will finish. I promise you, I will. I personally want to finish the game, and I will be coming back to it someday in the foreseeable future. So it's not gonna be years from now. Definitely not. I want to get back to it as quick as I can, but I kind of needed it. I felt like I kind of associated that game a little bit with that, and I just didn't. I really wasn't in the mood to play anything. I didn't play anything for a few weeks after that, and I didn't really do anything. I just sat with my spine bent, just looked into the distance and felt nothing. So that series will be finished in the foreseeable future. Again, my life is not looking great right now. My parents are also struggling from stuff, and yeah, it's rough. It's really rough. That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna try to live, and I'm gonna try not to kill myself, and live. Right. Well, so the series will be finished. That's what about unboxing videos? Yeah, another thing. Well, I had unboxing videos. I had a bunch of cool games. I had some really nice figures. Some of them were like really cool and pretty expensive that, I had pre-ordered months and months ago, and they finally arrived, right? Because you pre-order them and then they get made, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. So I have all those. Some of them were like, I'll tell you what characters. There's Balalaika from Black Lagoon. There's Revi from Black Lagoon. I had Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza, Goro Mojima from Yakuza as well. I had Kenshiro from Hokuto no Ken, and a bunch of others. I don't know when those will come out. I haven't even filmed the unboxings, so yeah, it's harder for me to film IRL stuff and just press record on a console. But anyway, that's where I have been. That's what has been going on in my life. And future plans are to release this video sometime in the future. Probably, obviously, if you're seeing this on YouTube, it's already been edited and uploaded. But what's after this? That's my last point for this video. Well, I want to make that memorial video, and I will make it even if it's the last thing I ever do in this life. And I want to make it soon enough. I don't want to wait years, but I'm gonna wait until I'm ready to see pictures of my dog again and edit. I don't even know exactly what the theme of the video I want to go for. So what the theme of the video is gonna be. So what else? Yeah, I talked about the videos. When am I gonna be coming back? Well, I don't know. Again, my life is not looking like it's gonna get better anytime soon, so we'll see. But I want for now to upload this video, make it public, and then slowly start releasing the edited stuff, and then edit the other stuff I still have. I've edited in the past, I don't know, 24 hours, 48 hours, I would say around 15-20 videos. When I say edit, I don't actually mean like editing the video itself, although I had made some cuts. I have made some cuts with some of the videos. It's mostly, getting a custom thumbnail, doing that in an editing app. I don't have, again, a PC, so I'm doing it on my phone. And then writing the title and the description, and then yada yada yada, all that YouTube stuff. And I'm gonna finish this Dredge series, recording it on my own, alone. I'm not gonna make it public, and then I'm gonna slowly finish all the stuff that I had left from the past, and then finish this series, and then hopefully, I can't really stop myself from playing anything new, but hopefully I'll be fast enough to where I can actually catch up with old stuff and be caught up with everything, and not have to worry about a massive pile of videos that I have to put out. And when I get to that point, I think I'll start uploading them again. I don't know, 2, 3, 4 per day. I have a lot of videos, and we'll see from there. I may post some updates on my Instagram, so follow me there if you want like quick updates. Right, well, this video is like 37 minutes. I didn't want it to be that long, but again, I didn't write anything down, and I had already recorded this before, and it was definitely better the first time, at least for the first section. I kind of lost my train of thought a few times, and as you see, I'm stuttering because English is not my first language. But it is what it is, and I hope this video brought some light to the situation. Again, I have YouTube, according to YouTube, 21 subscribers, and out of them, like, probably none are active, or maybe 1 or 2. So I'm trying to grow. I never say this, by the way. I always say, if you enjoyed it, good, and I try to get some comment engagement, but I never say, hey guys, don't forget to click the like and subscribe. I never do that. It's just not me. I don't like it, but it is the nature of the beast. It is what it is. That's how YouTube is, and it would help me if you would subscribe and actually watch my videos and comment what you think, and maybe even share my videos. And I'll try my best to not just upload an 8-hour VOD, but I'm limited by my setup. But yeah, I've let this video drag on long enough. That is why I stopped uploading. And mostly due to stuff out of my control, as I've told you about. And I've also talked about my plans for the future, so there's that. Alright, well, the video is already 40 minutes long. So that being said, I hope you guys, that's what I always usually say, rather. I hope you enjoyed the video, but mean, this one is not really meant to be enjoyed. I hope this answered your questions. If you had any, if there were even any persons, any people who had any questions to begin with, and if it did, then I'm glad. As for the future, I've told you about that, so I'll leave you guys with that. I thank you for watching. If you watched this far, you're a real one, and I love you. And I'll see you guys whenever I see you next. Take care of yourselves, of your family, and I wish you a healthy and productive and happy day or night. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.